You must be very sad to see Ida go. But you'll always be in her heart, Hetty. That's a mother's real gift.
You tried to shut him away, didn't you? Thank you for your help today. But I think you've done enough.
Will you help me to find Charles?
But where should I look?
There is someone. She persuaded me to give him up. Matron.
Dear matron. We worked such long hours at Calendar Hall, but we were safe. Only one thing terrified me. I'd written to a woman I hated because I needed her help. And then she replied. Matron Bottomley wanted me to visit her in prison. The very next day.
Putting you in the tent, Hetty Feather.
Some of us are trying to sleep.
I would have to find a way to leave the safety of Calendar Hall. But was I brave enough?
Five minutes to breakfast, girls.
What's this called again?
Kedgeree. Rice, haddock, eggs, curry powder. It's what they eat in India, apparently.
Hetty?
Sorry.
Girls, as you are aware, today Mr. and Mrs. Calendar are receiving guests for an afternoon of croquet. Agnes, Lottie, Hetty, you'll be serving drinks and canapes alongside me. Sheila, you will aid Mrs. Whittock.
Yes, Mrs. Brady.
Now, is breakfast ready? You have remembered to prepare breakfast.
Of course I have.
We have a busy day ahead of us, ladies. We'll be lucky if we even get a break for morning tea.
What is croquet?
Croquet is a boring game for toffs, that's what it is.
Well, we used to play football back in the founding.
Nah, it's nothing like that. It's really slow, and girls and boys play together.
Will Miss Emily be playing?
Gid, she gave you a scone. She doesn't like you.
I know. I wonder if we'll be seeing much of Hetty today.
The fact is, Emily, you don't like croquet because you can't play it.
I can play it, Edwin. I just don't see the point.
I thought you would approve, Emily. Ladies playing sport with men?
It's not exactly the vote, Father.
Yeah. Well, sure we'll all have a lot of fun. Not too much fun, though. Not like a certain young man at William's christening.
You made Dragon Lady angry.
Constance, that's no way to refer to Lady Grenford. And Emily, I think you might quite enjoy meeting one of our guests.
Why is that? Is there a young man you want me to meet?
A friend of ours, Miss Louisa Hooper. She's a writer who happens to be a member of the Women's Franchise League.
What's the Women's Franchise League? They're campaigning for women to have equal rights and the vote and, well, everything.
Well, I don't think we'll be having too much talk of all that.
Don't worry. We're going to have a lovely, peaceful day.
They have rice for breakfast.
It's not for you to judge what your betters have for breakfast.
Yeah, all right, Aggie. Sorry, Agnes.
Lizzie, take this to the compost.
Right, I remember where it was. It's spider.
Where have you been putting them all week? I don't want to know. I'll do it. Just wait here.
Should I make the canapes?
No! Don't touch anything.
I'll help you with that.
Isn't this a bit beneath you, Feather? I'm sure Madame Brady wouldn't want you touching potato peelings.
We're all servants, Sheila, and I need your help.
Here, let me. Looks heavy.
We're trying to have a private conversation. Listen, this afternoon, I might need to sneak out.
Sneak out? I hope you feel about a play coming on, because that's the only way one of us is getting out of work. Don't look at me like that, Feather. It does not work on me. Fine, I'll see how I feel.
You're not so bad, really, Sheila Ormsby.
Can I help you?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to stare. How terribly rude. It's just, it's refreshing to see a girl reading up on world affairs.
Well, this girl is just reading about the Women's Franchise League.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to call you a girl. You're a lady. Well, obviously you're a girl. But, I think they're marvellous. The Women's Franchise League, I mean.
You think so, really?
Well, of course. I believe that women should be treated the same.
Croquet. Emily Calendar.
Well, I've not been officially invited, but Robert Grenford. I'm here with my grandmother.
George, dear,
Lady Grenford.
I've decided I'm able to forgive you for everything that happened at the christening.
Forgive me. Thank you. It's just that
No, George, we shall say no more about it.
Well, it's not that. It's just we're expecting guests.
How dreary for you. I can't abide guests. They never know when to leave. Oh, Robert, Emily, what a beautiful dress. It's a trifle European, perhaps. George, you know my grandson?
Good Lord. Robert, last time I saw you were this high.
I've grown a bit since then, sir.
This is my wife, Rosamond.
A pleasure to meet you.
Likewise. And I see you've already met Emily.
Now we've all been introduced, perhaps we can head inside. It's really so very hot out here.
So how are you going to try and impress Hetty next time?
I'm just trying to help them, all right? I don't like Hetty Feather.
You don't like Hetty Feather?
No, I don't. It's not my type.
Well, what is the world coming to? Men gossiping like schoolgirls.
Colonel Brigwell.
Gideon Smead. How are you getting on, young man?
Good, sir. Thanks, sir.
Well, if you do prefer the life of a servant rather than the adventures of the army, then so be it. Not all boys can become men, eh? Now, if you go and tell Mr. and Mrs. Calendar that I'm here, more guests. I say, madam, if I may be of some assistance.
Thank you.
Allow me to introduce myself. Colonel Rupert Brigwell. At your service.
Louisa Hooper. At nobody's service. You've read Jane Austen?
Only a little, I'm afraid, but I thought she was rather marvellous.
Well, I'm sure Emily thinks you're rather marvellous.
Edwin.
You did well to inform me about this occasion, Brodie. Although I see they still insist on parading him around in public.
Oh my goodness.
What's wrong with you?
It's just so hot and I'm so tired. I think perhaps I should go inside for a rest.
Oh, I'll fetch you some tea and cake as well, shall I? I'll only get a rest if you drop down dead.
What are you gawping at?
It's Colonel Brigwell.
George!
Louisa, I'm so delighted you could make it. I know how busy you are.
I wouldn't have missed this for the world. Oh, there's Lady Grenford.
You know her?
I've encountered her. I was wearing trousers at the time.
Oh dear. Well, This'll be a lovely day, I'm sure of it.
How is young Emily?
Well, she's perfectly charming. And she is as gullible as a goldfish. She even believes I've read Jane Austen.
How's the lemonade, Mrs. Whittock?
No more lemons, your ladyship.
Lizzie, go down to the cellar and get some.
The cellar?
You know where that is?
Yeah, it's just...
Go on then. If you mess up, we'll all lose our jobs.
How are things in the kitchen?
Everything's running smoothly, Mrs. Calendar.
And Mrs. Whittock, how is she today?
Oh!
Hetty, what's the matter?
It's fine, it's very hot.
Oh, you do look pale. You and Agnes can cope today, can't you? Hetty seems to be suffering in this heat.
Of course, Mum. Hetty, take some water and get some rest.
Thank you, Mum.
Off on this secret mission, then?
I don't know if I can.
Speak to Brody, get me in a good books, and I'll cover for you.
It's not that. I pretended to faint and Mrs. Calendar said that I could go to bed.
Seriously? Brody, Mrs. Calendar, who doesn't worship at the shrine of Hetty Feather. And where's Lizzie? I sent her to the cellar to get some lemons ages ago.
I'll go and get her.
Walk with me. That girl is up to something. I suggest you go inside and find her.
Lizzie? Lizzie? What are you doing down here with that candle?
Mine blew out, and I didn't have any matches, and it's dark, and there were noises, and I couldn't find the lemons, and I couldn't find my way out.
Are you scared of something?
No, only babies get scared.
Well, of course you're not scared. Maybe you're worried.
I just don't want to let my family down. They need me to be here. I miss them. Do you get scared? I mean worried.
Of course I do, especially at your age.
But not now.
When you're scared of something, you've got to be brave. So, if you're scared of the cellar, then go in the cellar. Or if you're scared of someone, face up to them. Not that you're scared, obviously.
I am a bit.
I'll let you into a little secret. There's something I've got to do. And I'm not just scared. I'm terrified. But if you can come in here, then I guess I can do what I've got to do.
Well, I think it's very brave to fight for women's rights, Miss Hooper.
That's very sweet of you.
But what do you hope to achieve by it?
We want equality.
Nothing more, nothing less.
But you're not equal, are you? I mean, you wouldn't be much use on a battlefield.
Well, perhaps we need fewer battlefields.
Ah, there I beg to differ. George! George, are we going to play croquet or not?
Of course. Play on.
Excellent. Miss Emily, perhaps you'd do me the honour.
Oh, I was thinking Miss Emily could play with me. Men versus women. What do you think? This could be our battlefield.
Miss Hooper, I appreciate a girl who likes a challenge. Very well. Boys against girls it is. Come along, Edwin.
What is it you actually do, Miss Hooper, if it's not too impertinent to ask?
Well, we campaign and I write pamphlets.
Pamphlets? Marvellous. How I love a good pamphlet.
Well, I would write newspaper articles, but few will publish those written by a woman.
She's talking about you, George.
So what about you, Emily? What would you like to do with your life? Would you like a career?
I'd really like to be a doctor.
I think George would prefer it if he found a suitable husband.
Well, I'm sure there's no reason Miss Emily couldn't do both, sir.
Where have you been? Do I have to do everything round here by myself?
Go and put them over there. Sheila, be nice to her.
Fine. Suppose I should show you how to make lemonade then. So you've got to find the perfect lemon. This one. And then we're going to chop it out because eventually it will go into the jug with some water and sugar. You got that? Yes.
She's gone. I knew it was a trick.
First rule of battle, Brody, remain calm.
You can do it, Emily.
Bad luck.
Never mind, Emily. You're still winning.
They just need to hit the ball through the hoop.
It's more complicated than that.
Robert, make us men proud.
Now that was out.
Oh, bad luck, old man.
Oh, I do that all the time.
Well, you haven't so far. Which is fantastic. I don't play very much. Grandmama's always trying to make me go to these society things, but I'd much rather stay in and read.
We'll show you how it's done.
So the ladies are winning.
Well played.
Miss Hooper always hits the third ball next to the hoop to act as a pivot.
Cracking shot.
Also, Robert's not very good.
Edwin, don't be so rude.
No, he's right. But it's an honour to lose to such a wonderful player.
Thank you.
Miss Emily seems rather taken with your grandson.
Indeed. Who knows? She may fall in love with him. They may marry, and it may be quite beautiful.
Bad luck.
And I'll be one step closer to Calendar Hall.
My turn.
When we get Calendar Hall, the first thing I'm doing is sending that boy to a sanitarium. He's mocking me.
Oh, don't let your ridiculous ego ruin this for us. The boy is immaterial. What matters is what Miss Emily thinks.
Oh, well played.
What matters is you win her heart. This is a battle, not the war.
So they let you in?
I told them I was your daughter.
Always the clever one.
That's right.
Sit down. No? I said sit down. This is an interesting way to spend your day off.
It isn't my day off.
You sneaked out. You risked losing the job you fought for. Because I summoned you.
I did it because I need to find something out.
That's dangerous. I mean, just imagine you ending up in the workhouse. Like your poor mother. Still, the workhouse is where you belong.
You probably can't help Mrs. Calendar anyway.
Rosie? What would she possibly want with me?
She wants to know where her son is.
Explain why I should help you. Or her. You two put me in here. You won.
You did bad things.
I was trying to survive. You have only the faintest idea now, but you will learn how hard it is. How hard it is to be a woman in this world. How hard it is for our class.
You were a monster.
Is this how you intend to persuade me? With insults? That's not clever, Hetty. That is not clever at all. Why did Rosie tell you about her son?
She didn't mean to. She was sick.
And so she wants him back. course you do.
You sold him.
That was a very, very long time ago. My memory's not as good as it once was. I wonder what became of that boy. What he's like now. Perhaps he would be furious with his mother. Perhaps he would want to burn down Calendar Hall. And who would they have to blame for that? You, Hetty Feather.
But you do like
What a
her.
wonderful player you are. Why, thank you, Emma.
Hetty, you do like her.
How many times do I have to say it? I don't like Hetty Feather.
Sorry, chaps.
Indeed.
Could I have a word with Edwin, please? Man to man, so to speak.
How exciting.
Battle's not yet won. You've certainly made it very hard for us, boys.
Emily tells me you like nature.
Yes.
I don't know. I think if I lived here, I'd probably cut all this down.
I saw you. I saw you cheat.
I know. Jesus, there's some boys like you. When they become too troublesome, too difficult to ignore any longer. How are we getting on, Colonel?
Mrs. Calendar wanted to know where he was.
Do you not see that Rosie is having you do her dirty work? If it all goes wrong, she has you to blame.
That's not what she's doing. She isn't like you.
You know her secret. And you mean nothing to her. You are just a servant. That's all any of our class are. We are just servants. How safe do you feel, Feather?
Who's winning now, then? Master Edwin?
Just call me Edwin. Sorry.
Has Mr. Grenfell's game improved?
He's fine.
Edwin.
He cheated. I saw him. And he...
Did he threaten you?
He doesn't want me to tell Emily.
But you must.
She'll hate me.
She must know the truth. You need to tell Miss Emily.
Oh, what was you tell me?
You're just playing with me. You don't even know where he is.
How will you ever know? I despise the lot of you. Everyone at Calendar Hall, all of you are responsible for my imprisonment, for this intolerable life. And you think that you've escaped me, but you've not. Because I will always live in here.
I feel sorry for you.
Get out!
I've a good life out there now. It's not easy, but they're good people. And I was scared about coming here today. And yes, you scared me. But I can leave. God. You're nothing, Gertrude Bottomley.
Oh, well played. Oh dear, Robert. Despite our valiant efforts, it appears that Miss Hoop is about to finish the game.
By valiant, I assume he means cheating.
What? No.
My brother told me. My brother is no liar.
Robert, surely not.
Well, I...
Oh, I understand. You wanted to impress Miss Emily.
Yes.
You were trying to impress me.
Oh, my dear. Men think all girls are interested in is physical prowess. But Robert, Miss Emily wants to be a doctor. She appreciates an intelligent gentleman, not a barbarian.
I'm so stupid.
You're not stupid, you just...
It's not just that.
What are you all talking about? We were just discussing the day's game. It's been fun.
I said it would be a perfect day.
Does nobody want to see me win?
I can hardly bear to watch.
Louisa, well done.
Well played.
Well done,
Well played, well played.
I must again apologise for my behaviour.
For cheating?
Please, forgive me. For your sister's sake.
Fine.
Oh, yes, still back.
I should have left her to find it out for herself. She usually does.
Robert and I must be leaving. So soon. Come along, Robert.
That Robert's an interesting fellow, isn't he?
How so?
Call it woman's intuition.
I hope you enjoyed your time today.
Then perhaps you can tell me all about your cause.
Hetty, are you feeling better?
When did she get back?
I saw her. No. I went to visit Matron.
Why? Oh, because Oh, Hetty, you shouldn't have done that. I'm so sorry.
She doesn't know where your son is. I'm sorry.
I think that's probably for the best. I should never have asked you to help. I have a wonderful family. Everything is just perfect, as it is.
You must find out what they were talking about. Stay on the girl. One more misstep by my foolish grandson and Emily will never speak to him again. We need to know what Mrs. Calendar is hiding more than ever.
Yes, of course, Mom. I'll send the footman to fetch your carriage.
I'd been scared of Matron, and in some respects, I still was. But I knew now she no longer had power over me. She belonged in the past.
My dearest Charles, the reason I write is in the hope of absolving a sin regarding your birth. The mother who so cruelly gave you away now lives a most fortunate life without you. Rosamond Calendar. Would you like to know where she now lives?
Tell her, Aggie. Tell her, or Ma'll be very angry at us.
Be careful, Hetty. If a family wants to lose a servant, then who do you think they'll pick?
I'm just trying to improve myself. If you can't see that, you're no friend of mine.
London would be so much better.
Yeah, for you, maybe. That's all you were thinking of. Your dreams are not mine.
If she's not here by 3 o'clock to help Miss Emily dress, there'll be trouble.